And we're back to Thronebreaker. So hopefully this time the buttons work. Good. They seem to be working, though the map is taking a while to load. Okay, so we have stuff to do. Well, stuff and loot to do. We could go get more morality, but I think we're normal. Not very good. Why do my why do my lungs wait until I'm doing this before they start coughing? Like seriously, why? Oh, it's fine. But now that I'm doing this, I'm coughing, we're dying. Okay, so, Thronebreaker. We have all this gold. No idea what to do with it. We have all this wood. No idea what to do with it. And then there's even more loot. No idea what to do with it.
The Devil's Tower. We draw near, your grace.
No sign of Willem yet, far as I can see.
Unsurprising. Prompt he never was.
It's probably a trap. It's probably a trap, and then Nilfgaard's going to attack us without fire cape. Fire capes. But yeah. Anyway, we should probably go investigate.
The Queen had chosen to meet Willem at Devil's Tower, and not without purpose. The structure stood on an isle, so no foe could approach without first exposing themselves on a narrow bridge. The isle had little vegetation midst which to conceal a large force. A small unit could evade detection. Altogether, not much to fear.
No escorts were your terms.
Began Gascon, with a hint of mischief.
But better safe than sorry, I always say.
What are you suggesting?
Yours truly and 4 chaps behind the walls. Give a signal, any signal, and we'll leap to your side.
Meve struggled with her conscience. There was no honor in Gascon's plan, but prudence, certainly. In the end, she nodded in agreement, though not without compunction. Willem arrived soon after, the heavily armored cavalry he had in tow clearly there to boost his courage. He left them at the foot of the bridge and rode across alone. A stiff wind from the river nearly made off with his ermine fur cloak. Willem and the mother who'd borne him stood face to face. They gazed into each other's eyes, waiting to see who would look away first. When neither did, Meve broke the silence.
Time flies, and I've a kingdom to liberate. No need to drag this out. What's this about? Tell me.
I thought my messenger already did.
Oh, he did. And how? Willem I wishes to arrange a truce. Only, Willem I is in no position to parley on an equal footing. Willem I can, at most, offer his unconditional surrender, because Willem I's losing this war.
Yes, Mother, I am. And I see that by losing I've at last made you content.
Me. Are you happy with me yet? Me. Oh God, Star Wars Republic all over again. We're having parental arguments. You should have paid more attention to your son. And now he's all upset. I don't even know what to pick.
Don't play the victim. What next? Will you say you turned cloak because Mummy showed no warmth, displayed no feelings?
'Twould be unfair, any such judgment. You did show feelings, chiefly enmity, contempt. But that's not why I betrayed you. No, I simply disagreed with your choices, assessments.
I had every right to do what I considered just and good.
And I had every right to voice my view. which you ever ignored. Yet this is neither the time nor the place to discuss that. Let us parley as strangers. I'm losing, you say. And you're right. But I haven't lost yet. And have no intention to surrender.
Now he has no intention to surrender. Well, guys,
I am ready, however, to renounce my fealty to the Empire and pledge my forces to you. As long as you fulfill my conditions.
Let me hear them.
First, you will not rescind the reforms I've authorized already. Any of them.
Well, I sorta, you know, we did keep that non-human thing in place.
Second, you will guarantee both my safety and that of my advisors.
Count Caldwell's dead, so I'm not sure who else you have as advisors. If it's Duke or Dahl, I can't guarantee that.
Third, I shall remain your heir, and next in line for the throne.
Okay, so how do we want to play this? I don't even know. I mean, his terms aren't exactly that bad. But I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know what to do. I mean, he has technically betrayed us. Fine.
Impudent child. Insolent beyond all measure.
Well, I had to try. Goodbye, Mother. And may you...
Hold. I didn't say I reject them.
It's come my turn to listen.
You're impertinent, Willem. As you should be. Any future king must be certain of himself and his judgments. Rely on none but himself.
Thank you. I never suspect...
I'm not done. Time now you heard my conditions. You shall remove crown and royal cloak. You shall labour from dawn till dusk. And you shall fight at the fore in every battle. Is that clear?
Yes. Yes, Your Majesty.
So basically, you gotta be the future pal if you survive. You gotta be the future L if you survive. That's basically what we said.
It's settled then. Now the road beckons.
Willem bowed, turned, and walked away. Meve followed, still angry, though she could not stifle a smile.
So, congratulations, we have a crier at Prince Farewell.
Soon thereafter, Meve's army set out towards Rivia Castle. It would not be long now before the decisive battle.
Huzzah. I mean... So, how useful is he? He's pie, he's great. So when Maeve uses her ability, move Prince Willem and all units with the same power to the opposite row. I'm not sure something. Does that mean they move to our row? Or do they move like basically to the melee or the ranged row? I don't know. Confusing. But hey, we have Prince Wilhelm over at that table. So what's
How do you fare, my son? My advisors, have you met them?
I like how he took over his crown, but he still has this weird ass blue and yellow.
I certainly tried. But they've no wish to speak with me. Begin to mumble when I draw near.
Well,
Even the ridiculously reverent Count Reynard.
Well, suspicion must still grip their minds. And for good reason, you must admit.
Yes. I've got a lot of work ahead of me, that's plain to see.
And you shall get to it straight away. As soon as we've spoken.
So tell me about
Your reforms. Tell me about
stuff.
them. You insist that I not repeal them. They must be a source of pride.
Mother, why must you mock me?
Not
If you wish, I shall tell you of my decrees, gladly so. Yet not to hear you scoff them and ridicule me.
We have so many issues between us. It's just that me.
You're right, Willem. I'm sorry. That was unfair. I'm willing to hear you out.
I began by clarifying key aspects of the rights of spoil and staple.
Spoil and staple.
Maeve listened intently and with rising interest. With her son's every word, her skepticism waned, giving way to swelling pride.
And thence my decision to revoke Sparla's trade privileges. You stand quiet, Mother. Awfully so.
There are few things I enjoy less than admitting I was wrong. We'll go over it all again, Willem, in detail, when peace comes, at a meeting of the Council of Peers. General at Dahi. You must tell me more about him. I think it wise to know one's foes.
Actually, Mother, he reminds me of you, in many ways.
Truly? You're serious?
Mm-hmm. He's proud, confident, and positively loathes compromise.
I'll take that as a compliment. But do we differ in any way? I mean, besides the beard.
Contempt. He behaves as though he sees in us a different, lower race, the way some elves do. All the North he treats as a wilderness to be tamed, to be broken.
I saw this in Edirne. I know what you speak of. But I won't allow him to do anything of the sort.
Mother, I know Nilfgaard has not defeated you in battle. I know you've gone from one victory to the next. But I beg you, don't underestimate him. He's prepared to do anything, literally, to win.
Well, half the time I've won with like 150 to 0, so...
I wanted to thank you.
But whatever for?
For your courage in believing we could reconcile. For extending a hand and helping all this fall into place.
I mean, it seems stupid to just arrest him or probably murder him. It seems stupid.
I
mean, we knew.
I wouldn't have done so. Ever. I would have fought it to the bitter end.
Mother, I understand.
If we hadn't, well, what might have happened? I don't even want to think about it.
Then don't. Please. Let's just leave this all behind us. It's the past.
We shall speak later, my son.
Well, there you go.
Hey ho, how's my favourite queen in the north?
Nothing to
It's
talk
time I
about.
attended to other...
Yes, Your Grace?
Apparently nothing.
It's time I attended to...
Yeah.
I'm pleased to see you again.
Apparently.
Duty calls. I must...
want
of
to
course.
retard.
Should you need me?
Damn this cough. Okay, so, yay. They did good. So now then, we need to go all the way over there. Don't know idea or anything about that or that. Oh yeah, digging spot. Yay, digging spot. Congrats, you unlocked Prince Wilhelm. It's a pretty card. I mean, if he could basically go onto the enemy side and basically steal all units that were equal power, it's not bad. But at the same time, it's not exactly that good because we don't really
Your Grace,
need them.
said Reynard, saluting and clicking his heels.
peasants from the Scala region have arrived at camp. Supplicants, wishing to deliver a plea to your person.
Meve sighed. Supplicants, trials, audiences, all aspects of queendom she did not miss.
Very well. Bring them here.
She replied.
And instruct them to be brief, with no digressions.
The band of commoners was led by a sturdily built beekeeper dubbed Ethelred, son of Theobald. Finding himself in the Queen's presence, he fell to his knees and waved his arms in his best impression of proper etiquette.
Oh, my lady, the Queen, your gracious mightiness, take pity on us tillers and toilers. Wars all around, leaving us but scraps to live off, and barely that, to be honest. So we beg you, don't do it. Don't raise the levies. We can't pay more than...
What?
Meve interrupted.
What the devils are you talking about?
Apparently some peasants have been reading the propaganda. Apparently some peasants have been reading the propaganda.
What? Your decree? One they nailed to our notice board.
The peasant said, sheepishly pulling out a parchment and pointing to the relevant paragraph with his rough finger.
We, Queen Meve, do hereby proclaim that if our throne we shall recover, the tallage, murage, and pavage we shall raise threefold. The expenses of this war for to compensate at the cost of the common folk.
Meve and Reynard exchanged astonished glances. They had issued no such decree. Yet the document bore her signature and seal.
Willem, did you have a hand in this?
No, Mother.
The prince said, shaking his head.
We were at odds, true. But never would I have forged your name.
Then who fabricated this decree?
The Nilfgaardians.
The queen replied without hesitation.
They have access to my seal, to my scribes. They wish to spread fear, uncertainty, and doubt, turn my folk against me. And they are liars without any honor.
So, how about that propaganda that we've already read the entire way here? Like, we've gone through, like, at least 3, maybe 4 propaganda things already. And just now, it's a issue. Just now we're recognizing that, hey, this stuff exists. Like, okay. So this game is actually pretty decent on recognizing things, right? Like, it recognizes who you have in your group. It recognizes technically what you've done choice-wise. But apparently, it doesn't recognize if you've actually read the other propaganda before, this point. Because you could have just not touched those notice boards the entire way through here. Don't know why you wouldn't have, but yeah. And because of that, it doesn't have like a, we've read all the propaganda to this point, check mark. So instead we end up with this, well, it's like, oh, there's propaganda? Why is there propaganda? How dare they have propaganda? There was enough propaganda on the way here.
The Queen tore the falsified document to shreds, knowing this would solve nothing. She had to find the printers churning out these fakeries and end their run.
We have to silence the press. Can't think it'd be anywhere. Anyway, so, hey look, a bridge. Hey look, a destroyed bridge. With a Nifgo and Campo though, that we can never go to. Okay. So we have stupid peasants reading propaganda, blaming us. Great. Wonderful. Damn it. Oh, this problem. Anyway. So we have camp down here. Might as well murder everyone now. Haven't murdered things in a while. Never got into a drawing, merry making, to dance, sing and drink. The black cards who adopted the music, throws it in, watched them in, not expected over just enjoying them. It did say standard better, right? In which case... hey, I don't think we need that many shield powers. Can I get some pikemen, though? Nope. Can't haste me. Well.
For the Queen! God save the Queen!
You can try to win them all, but you won't.
So the whole thing about the war wagon is it spawns 3 light infantry. But you broke it. It's useless now. Thanks.
New orders? No?
Oh no, whatever shall we do?
Arbalist to your command.
Must be an important lesson in this. But what?
Now I have to play a card. But
To the last!
I want to pass. I'm not going to let me pass. So what to play, what to play. Don't really want to play anything. Just want to pass. Okay, fine. Fine. Well,
Water is the poison.
now I'll pass. You want to do something? I just got to play one of those cards. Another third one of my units. Great. Play. Okay, so you're giving me all these things that I probably don't know. Great. Now, let's see what we get back.
Tell me you jest.
That's...
I'm a one second. Lyria!
That's less useful because I can't...
Obelisk to your command.
I literally have to command it. That's stupid.
Ah!
Again and again and again.
Then retreat! Scoia'tael! Attack!
Bigger they are, easier they are to target.
I don't know what to do.
As you wish, milady.
What do I want? What do I want? How about more doors? Yeah, you do that for me. You bring me more doors.
Go on, Enkazel!
Ah!
Probably should have pinned that. Used that.
Farmagam!
After that. But no.
Should have listened to me old lady.
I'm coming, I'm coming.
Okay, come on, I'm flying.
Your humble servant.
Okay, so... And so, what do you do? After 2 turns of 2 seconds, this is 1 row. So, overkill? I'm confused.
Alba!
So basically he's working his way back though slowly. Good for you. Of course I don't exactly care for you being a Draymond, so... You dick. Oh, you use an order. We're gonna be upset. Use this instead. Promise you can't really do anything about it. Sadly. So you're just going to
As good as dead, that lot.
don't. Oh crap, Yep, we did that. We did that. Oh, well, as long as... Oh well, we're done.
A highly curious case.
don't understand the use for Lyrian blacksmiths. Because basically what you'd have to do is you'd have to basically play a trinket, then somehow also have that card. It's a lot of making sure you have things at the right times. Which I just prefer my superior numbers. Any superior numbers. Wait, I missed something here? I missed something here. Well, it's probably no sport. Go on. Go on. Go on. Eve. Stop being lazy and get over there. So, High Queen Meve, hereby proclaim that whosoever persuades in never-going warfare shall be face punishment of the highest severity, over part or every paired equipment. For each and fail made by a Nilfgaardian shall receive 30 lashes. Finally, whoever has taught them our language or served as a guide shall be executed in the slowest possible manner. See, we have no comments about the propaganda. And yet we have requests to stop the propaganda. But yeah, that's like we don't care about the propaganda. So anyway.
Oi! Mevey!
Cried Gascon, as usual paying no heed to courtly etiquette.
Come here a minute.
Would it hurt so terribly to occasionally address me by Your Grace or Your Majesty?
Didn't want to be petty, but since you bring it up, you've never once addressed me as the Duke of Dogs.
Meve sighed, rolling her eyes.
Get on with it.
True, we haven't. Anyway.
My lads jumped one of the Blackclads' transports. Guess what they were hauling?
Gascon handed Meve a pot filled to the brim with a thick, dark fluid.
Paint?
Close.
Paint.
Printer's ink. Same tone used in those phony decrees.
Meve spun on her heel, put a hand to her mouth, and yelled,
Reynard! Send scouts to comb the area!
Her soldiers returned a few hours later with good news. They were able to find a Nilfgaardian printer's workshop hidden in an abandoned barn. It was guarded by a division of elite infantry.
Right, so?
Gascon thumbed the edge of his blade.
Shall we stop the presses?
Yes.
Time for the Nilfgaardians to publish a retraction.
Spoke the Queen as she drew her sword.
Signed with their own blood. Follow me!
The Lyrians did not need to be told twice. Their Queen's honor, her good name, that was a cause well worth fighting for.
So one Nilfgaardian propaganda pamphlet read as follows. Meve, the faint and timid woman, has not the courage nor strength to defend the country during times of war. I would soon see, however, that this claim was on every account false. One round. So, what do we have? That's the question of the day. We have pikemen. Then I get cavalry. I can get cavalry. Okay, I'm good with it.
It's her!
No.
Yes, you foolhard! Sound the alarm! Larum!
Discipline. That is what you folk lack.
Don't like it. If I receive units to strike or set by sits down. Yeah. Though damage. Those things. Ugh.
Ours is not to reason why.
I'm of all say.
So she probably left. So she might not.
Mahjong.
Oh well, if there's 7 now, I guess I can use them at least.
For the Queen!
Well, at least they're damaged. Like this one. So gonna...
Cannot feign!
And it's gonna buff him, and then he's gonna be buffed again. Wait, why didn't damage targets by 2? I don't know. I'm confused.
Off to the front yet again.
Shh! Cork it!
Quiet, or the Commissar will hear.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
Brach! Scheiß! In! Trade!
I think you'll really like this one.
Damage 3 units by 3. If all right damage, destroy them instead. You're lucky you things are immune. 0 attack.
Off to the front yet again.
Her Majesty knows what she's doing.
Yeah, I totally know.
Hey?
God save the Queen!
You guys are... What's your... Can't you guys burn me out? Ow, stop that. Yeah, let's turn on here, please.
Gloire and character!
Quiet, or the Commissar will hear.
Water is a poison.
They weren't expecting us. Seems they believed their own blarney.
Of course, now I get show for that one.
The Nilfgaardians fought fiercely, led by a seasoned covert agent. Seeing he would soon fall into enemy hands, He put a knife to his throat and, in a quick slash, sent blood pouring over paper and still wet ink. Reynard leapt towards him, trying to stanch the red tide. But it was too late, and the spy's secrets perished with his last gargled breath. Meve picked up a freshly printed pamphlet. The document listed her many crimes and misdeeds, the true and the manufactured alike. Above the main body of the text, an etching depicted her, well, in a very unflattering manner.
How about a taste of their own medicine?
Asked Gascon, piecing blocks of type into a scathingly foul phrase.
Me and the lads will scratch out a couplet about Ep Dahi, spread it around the countryside, give the folk a hearty laugh at those tossers' expense.
I mean, why not?
Yes, these presses should be put to good use.
The Queen said.
But printing lewd jests is not it. We must spread facts. Tell what the Nilfgaardians did in Aldersburg, how they tried to murder me in Mahakam and Angren, what fate lies in store for those they conquer.
Gascon grew serious and set the ink-stained type back down.
Get to work. Before the sun sets, I wish to hold the first document in my hands.
Yeah, we'll fight your press with our own
Soon,
press.
in every town, village and tavern, there hung a notice detailing Nilfgaard's crimes. The outraged Rivians did what they could to strengthen the Queen's army. Some by offering coin, others by joining her ranks.
See? That works. Huzzah.
Nilfgaard left none alive in Rosberg, not even one woman, and no child was spared!
Great, we have our angry shout. Deploy the angry shouters.
Peasants from Edern have been captured and put to work by force. Nilfgaard now prepares the same fate for Rivia and all Rivians. Emperor Emir var Emrys is a Fran imposter, a Fran Doppler.
Okay, now that's getting a bit. That's getting a bit much.
Emperor Emir. I'm
pretty sure that's a bit false, though. Then we guys go. No. It's a puzzle battle with a troll. Wonderful. Just what I wanted to do. Oh, okay then. One of the rivers, many cameras roads are blind to roll. Known to the locals as Sniff. He is often seen along roadsides where he greets weary travelers and warmly invites them to his cave for soup. On occasion, utterly drained from hunger, some matchers have often followed the traveler to his home. They soon realize, however, that they're not enjoy a single slurp from the soup, but river become a key ingredient. By integrating a card that matches the centerpiece unit, sometimes throwing an ally just fires the best way out. Okay then. Well, this should be interesting. Okay, so we have a great scout. Dirty War Squire, pick mushrooms and say slippery chance with pickle jar. Day and night after that, once the corpses can't really stick his mouth for anything else. Curse essential cheap booze and dogs. Stupid. Priced by our old trolls with their tender flesh, steamed runs and herbs over many years. Every time one turn starts, it seems the leftmost card on the melee. First ingredient, remove one power from the troll. The unit loses the battle. So every turn on turn start, it seems the leftmost card on the melee. First ingredient, remove one power from the troops. Oh wait, on the melee, right? So, let's Pretty sure we're getting skulls as a card from this. So it's either Wolfsbane or Maverick. There's essentially cheap food and dogs. Well, that would be fun. Now we have Forager. Skulls. And he picks mushrooms. They like mushrooms. So what's worth 500? No, we didn't get the skulls. And we murdered the troll. The troll was just hungry. Huh. Okay, so going. Oh, made progress. Time to end the video. Hope y'all enjoyed. Thank y'all and have a nice day.